Hoping to find everyone in good health. Today, me along with my group members have gathered here to demonstrate our mini project which goes by the name Marvel Movies and Characters API. It's a part of our module Cloud Computing and we are group 30 with 4 members. Our team members are Vaideshwar, Manuel Alejandro, Samida and Samadrita. I will start the demonstration by giving an overview of our project and what it is about. Then we will swiftly move to the system architecture followed to attend the output. Next, we will go through the backend functions which includes CRUD operations following the REST standards. After touching on the 3 basic steps, we will show you a demonstration of our system in the cloud. Then we will have a conclusion. It is of no surprise that people all over the world love watching Marvel movies, especially the young adults. The movies are based on characters that appear in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. Research shows 58% of the population watch the Marvel superhero movies. The aim of the mini project is to help users and viewers to gain further or retain knowledge on Marvel movies and the superhero characters by easy method. We build this using the various techniques of different aspects of cloud application. In our system architecture, the backend is a REST-based service interface for CRUD operations where REST stands for Representation State Transfer. The server responds to create, read, update and delete in a standard way. The system is deployed in Linux server on the Google platform to facilitate scalable performance. Our system uses MySQL external cloud database to store information, and for extra information about where to watch the specific movie, we use the Watch Mode API. Using the Postman, we interact with any available HTTPS endpoint, including the REST-enabled database endpoints. This project is publicly available on GitHub repository for you to view. For the backend, it is advisable to use Postman for CRUD operations when accessing it. The basic CRUD operations are possible by accessing the API routes via adding movies and characters at the end of the web address following the REST standard. The REST API is R, get, post, put and delete. Get requests a representation of the identified resource from server, whereas post creates a new resource according to the attached representation. Put updates the representation of a resource according to the attached representation, and delete deletes the identified resource. Now we will give you the demonstration of how we created the project.
So right now I'm going to explain about the main.py code. So we have imported Flask, JSONified JSON and request from Flask, and we have imported get records, get all records, update, create, delete functions from db.py. We have an external streaming function from external API. We have character and movie uh, from the classes characters and movie on the db. So right now we have started the Flask, and going down, first is the post method, which will create a new data. So we have a URL, we have given the URL movies, and we have a separate URL for characters. So whenever we want to post a movie or data, then we have to use this URL and then post it. And then at the same time, we can also do the characters. Going down, we have the delete method. So here we have a tag, so whichever movie the user prefer, he or she has to add the movie name and then besides the movie's URL. So right now this code will go to a record function and then takes the movie name, whatever it is given on this URL, and then deletes the movie name from the database. And then moving forward, we have the characters delete URL too. So we have added the code for the characters deletion also. And moving forward, we have the put method, which is used to update the already existing data. So over here we also have the tag method to make the user choose whatever movie he or she wants to replace. And then this all records gets the details from get records from the db.py, and then it updates. And moving on, we have the get method, which gets the user request. So over here we have the Marvel URL. So for this URL, we'll get all the records from which is stored in records. So each record 1 and record 2 is taken from the function get all records from db.py. And then moving forward, we have Marvel data get function that will give you a specific Marvel movie data or character data. So if you want to if the URL wants to know the movies alone, you can use the Marvel movies because it's a if function, or if it's a character, this function uh, gets run. And then we have at last we have the Marvel data get method. So at last we have the one more get method, which actually gives the movie details when the user types the movie name on the data. So here we have a find URL, and if the user gives in movie data, then all the details about the specific movie appears or gets. And then we have the streaming function, which actually gets from an external API about what the movie is and what the movie is being asked.
We are using Postman Now, which is an interactive and automatic tool for verifying the APIs for our project. First, using the get function, we have put the URL of characters, and clicking the send button, we can now see the database stored in our instance, which has all the data of the characters, starting from acting and other details. Next, using the same get operation, we use the URL for movies, and clicking the send button, we get access to the data stored in our instance for different features of the movies like box office, budget, duration, ID, name, rating, etc. Next, we use the get operation again, and now we have put the link to get additional data through external API. On clicking send, we get information from the internet, which is for both Android and iOS users. So if we see on the screen, we'll see the Android URL and also the iOS URL. Next, using the get operation, we have included another feature where using the URL we are seeing whether we can stream it or not. It's about the movie Avengers Age of Ultron. We see a message that we can't, it's a catch message. Next, we will see the delete operation. Here we click the delete and then give the URL for movies, and after clicking send, we see that the record has been deleted successfully. Next, after the delete option, here we see that the characters have been deleted successfully, which is here we are doing it for the Hulk. And next, with the post operation and giving the URL for the characters and clicking send, we get the database where we have included the features of the characters and created the record. And we'll get the message that the record has been created successfully. Similarly, we do it for the movies as well, where we create the database, and on clicking send, it will show us a message that the record has been created successfully. Next is the put operation, which helps us to update the database. In this case, we are updating the character database and we are including Thor. So after clicking the send button, we will see that it has been updated with the additional character name, which is Thor. Next, we do the same thing for the movies database. We include the Thor movie, and on clicking the send option, we update the database with the new movie name. Now we will have the actual database which we created as an instance. It contains all the data that we uploaded and deleted. It reflects here what we did using the Postman. So now I am opening the cloud terminal using the command gcloud, and then I'll show you the database. Here to access the instance, we are using the admin profile. After we get through the instance, we will see the database where we will see the movie features, the character features. We will see both the databases, but it will take some time before it gets reflected on the screen. Now it is connecting to the database with the SQL server. We have to enter the password for verification. And once we get through, we use the command show database, and now we can see the database, among which we can see Marvel DB. Now if we use the command use Marvel DB, the database will open. And once we use the command Marvel DB, it shows that the database has changed, and now we are selecting all the entries from the database movies. So now this is the table for the movies database, where we have all the movies, the feature and other features which we use, like duration and other features. Next, we will use the database for characters, and for that we use the command select all from character underscore tables. And now we get the table for the character database. Next, we can exit it using the exit command. So this project is a part of a cloud computing coursework taught by Dr. Sukhpal Gill at the Queen Mary University of London Electrical Engineering and Computer Science Department to create a prototype of a cloud application. We express our hearty gratitude for being with us throughout our project demonstration. Thank you.